This week, Mags on Media comes to you from the M C Saatchi Abel agency here in Johannesburg. On the programme, a campaign that might just change your mind about fast food. We'll also report from a conference on the future and the business of media in South Africa and a whirlwind visit to some Cape Town advertising agencies. First up this week in this very buzzy and exciting advertising agency, no doubt you've heard the rumours. There's no chicken in chicken McNuggets, there's no beef in the burgers. That certainly is not great for brand integrity. Well, McDonald's in Canada has found a clever way to dispel the myths around that particular food notion, but also has enabled the organisation to take back control of its brand communication. Let's take a look.
There are stories about us. McDonald's is both famous and infamous. Over the years, we've been picked at, poked at, discussed, and dissected. With food quality perception scores down, we decided to stop talking and start listening.
See, any question of McDonald's?
Well, I would like to know why they don't accommodate vegetarians.
I'd like to know if it's actually 100% pure beef.
We listened to every question, then answered them all. Openly, honestly, in real time, and posted live for the world to see.
Hi, I'm Hope Agazi, Director of Marketing for McDonald's Canada. And I'm here with a question from Isabel M. from Toronto, Ontario. She asks, why does your food look different in the advertising than what's in the store?
It'll be a direct comparison of the right side of both burgers.
Perfect.
We're trying to dispel this myth that there's a company out there called 100% pure beef.
And Mika, the answer is absolutely not. Beef comes in two types, in lean and fat.
And instead of keeping the tough questions hidden, we made them louder.
In a new video that's gone viral, McDonald's is revealing why their burgers look better in advertisements than they do in real life.
Really, the message is the food is whole, the food is real.
You gotta have that Big Mac, and now the top chef at McDonald's is spilling the secret on how you can make that special sauce at home.
And what started as a national campaign transformed the way people feel about McDonald's around the world.
Well, there's a large amount of people that are healthy skeptics, and there's a lot of misinformation. With the digital age coming forward over the last 10, 12 years, we've seen a lot of information about our brand, and specifically about our food, that wasn't correct, and it was being put on the internet, and a lot of people believed that if it was on the internet, it was true. That's not the case. So we had to have that opportunity to go in a different manner to tell our quality story, which we've always tried to tell and provide information in our restaurants and to consumers. We had to do it in a way that they would be able to engage with directly, and that's what the program was brought forward for. And this program platform has allowed us to have a conversation with our customers and allowed us to engage with them directly, providing them the opportunity to speak to us and us to respond to them directly. The response we've received from the consumers across Canada has been phenomenal because of that.
Why does your food look different in the advertising than what's in the store?
Why is the food at McDonald's so cheap?
We were first onboarded by McDonald's as their digital agency of record about 2 years ago. And very early into our relationship, Joel sat down with our core leadership team and he said to us, look guys, we have a lot of activity going on at McDonald's at all given times. If you have a really great idea that you think should see the light of the day, bring it to me. I want to hear about it. And he really he empowered us to come back and not edit our own ideas. We went through a typical process working with Joel's team to present the ideas, and it was probably 2 or 3 meetings into it, and we presented it to the executive. Joel called a meeting with all the senior leadership team in the whole company to get them on board with the program, recognizing that it was more than a 4 or 6 week ad campaign. It was a truly whole team effort that was going to be required to bring it to life.
We knew we were comfortable with all the information that we have to provide about our food. We needed to get it out there in a different manner. So we had some discussions about this, certainly, but in the end, we knew that the idea that Tribal brought forward to us was a safe idea because we were comfortable with all of the information we have about our food and about our program, and that we are not afraid to answer any question about the food, and we're proud to serve it, and we just needed to find a good way to tell it.
We've spent about 6 months actually working truly behind the scenes with McDonald's, with 5 or 6 different departments within McDonald's, 3 or 4 other partner agencies preparing to launch this platform. And we really do look at it now, it's truly real-time marketing, and that the questions are coming in today. We're working, and we have sort of a process, a machine, if you will, that's set up today to keep this platform running day in, day out. So it's it takes a lot of commitment from everyone involved. We were getting hundreds of questions a day at certain points in time while we were out in the media marketing the program. And that peters down to on a quiet Sunday when there's, to maybe 15 or 20 questions a day. And we basically built that knowledge base so that we have the information at the ready. And then as the questions come in, again, if it's a very simple question, we can answer it immediately. Some of the times it takes a little more digging into that database because we're very, very concerned about accuracy, and we want to make sure that we're giving the 100% accurate response each time.
And part of the challenges we have, many of our departments were involved because we had to use supply chain. We had to work through our legal group, our communications team. We had to make sure that all that information was correct and that we could provide the answer in the level of detail that needed to be provided. So there was a huge effort on the side of the company part that everyone was excited to be a part of because we were so everyone was so supportive of the idea and knew that this was going to help change the conversation about our brand and specifically about our food.
By opening up and letting them in, we made McDonald's a place people could be proud to love.
I think the more passionate you are for the company you work for, the more you believe in what you're doing, and in the end, the better the work is going to come out. And I love McDonald's, I always have, and I always will.
So I also happen to be a lover. I bring my 2 girls there once or twice a week, but I do think it's important that the agency is representative of the consumer. And we have lots of folks in our team that are healthy skeptics. Actually, one of the lead creatives who's here is a vegetarian, so he looks through a very different lens, and we bring some objectivity to the table that Joel spoke of in the session that is always required. That consumer skepticism helps us get to better programs and better advertising.
Well, it's a pity that particular campaign didn't make it to South African shores. It might have got a couple of fence sitters to change their mind and maybe try the product. In just a moment here on Mags on Media, in conversation with Jacques Burger, who's the Chief Executive Officer of M C Saatchi Abel here in Johannesburg.
News that moves. ENCA.com.